So today I'm going to talk about your superpower, like your biggest superpower that you might not be utilizing as much as you can, or you might be utilizing it the wrong way. It's very important. It's 1:15 in the morning here in Miami. I just got in from Phoenix, Arizona. Just got out of bed with my son, just chilled with him, got him into sleep, and it's been an interesting couple of weeks. And I've had multiple instances where people that I respect and that I look up to, in a way, at least that we connected really well, that it became a little bit weird. And I don't think they actually knew that it became weird, but yeah, definitely became weird. And it's something that, so basically what quote unquote happened was that it's funny, Jay-Z has this quote: men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And we all lie. Like, we as human beings, we are wired to lie. Like, it's very hard for us to always be 100% truthful, and it's for all of us, including myself. I do believe that I live by the truth. I really want the truth. For me is the most important thing. Doesn't mean that I need to know everything, or doesn't mean that nobody can hide anything from me or whatever. It's not like that. It's not a controlling thing. But and I love this quote. I think it's from Alcoholics Anonymous, but I've heard Dan Sullivan say this multiple times: is all progress starts by telling the truth. What I've experienced in the last couple of weeks is that multiple people that yeah, I like them and I respect them, they weren't telling the truth. Actually, they were like really just lying. And it's interesting. It's not, it doesn't make me sad. It's not that I'm like hurt by it. It was actually a big revelation. So in these instances that I'm talking about, and this is in the last 2 weeks or so, I saw that people that I respect, they're just lying through their teeth. It's just really, really bad, almost embarrassing. And my big insight was I knew somewhere deep down inside, I knew they weren't in full integrity. Like, there was something off. And again, like, we all lie, we all do this. And I'm not judging them for this. Maybe I'm a little bit judging them a little bit, but I try not to judge them too much, and I'm not angry at all. And it's not like, I'm not sure if it's the right word in English. In Dutch we say apathisch, which means it leaves you like indifferent. I wouldn't say it leaves me indifferent, but it's not something that I'm not lying awake in my bed like being hurt because people lie, because I know people lie. But people really telling lies in your face, and not about me, it's about them. So like, nobody hurt me or whatever, it was about them. But it's just so interesting. And again, going back, is I just really, really knew that something somewhere was off. And even my best friends, they can do a lie once in a while, whatever, it's fine, like, it's not a problem. But like, really creating false stories, and again, not about myself, but about them or about their situation, and knowing like, okay, it's just off, it's just completely wrong. Yeah, it's interesting, it's really interesting. And in this beginning of this video, I told you, like, okay, I'm going to talk about something that is your superpower, and this is what it is. I'm hopefully, like, I know I'm butchering the video, but I came here from Arizona, from Phoenix today, and right after I landed, I went to the gym with my trainer, and we trained arms, and now I'm like holding up this iPhone, so bear with me. I'm suffering here. So your superpower, it is your intuition. It really, really, really is your intuition. And if you know deep down inside, for example, with people, then it maybe you hire somebody, maybe you become a friend with somebody, maybe you partner with somebody, maybe you, I don't know, you get a mentor or a coach or whatever. If whenever they do certain things that is not in integrity for you, where you feel like, oh, this is not right for me, if you would go back when you hired them, or when you befriend them or whatever, if you would go back, did you actually know deep down inside that something was off, something was out of integrity? And if I go back to all these examples, it's more me wanting them to be amazing and wanting them to be, for example, a great friend, or I'm not talking about these certain examples, but could be a great friend or a great partner or a great employee or a great whatever it is. Did you really think and feel, and was your intuition 100% wrong? Or did you feel somewhere deep down inside like, something is off, but I'll neglect it because so many things are great in this relationship or with this person? So, and that was my insight. I was like, well, my insight is what I knew. I knew. So I'm not sad about this. I'm not angry about this. I'm a little bit surprised by it, because, by how blatant some things are. But I knew deep down inside, I knew. And so my big insight is, and it was, but I really feel this more and more and more, and it goes both ways. Your intuition, if you really can get into touch with your intuition, man, you can become dangerous in the best way possible. You can really become dangerous. So if you can follow your intuition by not connecting with certain people, or maybe not going too deep with certain people because you know like something is off, but still be able to connect with those people and be friendly with them, maybe not befriend them, but be friendly with them and maybe have an amazing time with them and maybe learn from them. Like, I actually learned a lot from one of these examples, not because they're an example, but from what this person told me, not about me, but about certain situations. Like, okay, this is very interesting. So you can still learn from people that might act out of integrity. They might still be inspiring, they might still have a lot of wisdom. They might still be there for you when you need them. So it's not that everybody needs to be perfect, and it's not that everybody has to be flawless, but you have to know, like, deep down inside, like, is this person 100% right, yes or no? And if it's 80% right or 90% right or 98% right, and if you know deep down inside, then you can actually have a relationship with them. But don't be fooled. Don't fool yourself by thinking that like they're 100% correct or they're 100% in integrity. So I know a lot of people. I know a lot of great people. And the people that I feel and know, like my intuition is 100% right, that they are 100% in integrity, most of the time, it's not that many people. But those people, man, I cherish them. I love them. They're awesome. And I trust them completely. And I trust, like, also the people that might be a little bit out of integrity. And I trust them, but I'm also aware of who they actually are and what their flaws are. And that's fine. So that's one side of it. One side is you have to really trust your intuition. And you know, oftentimes when you mess up with people, or people mess up, or something, a relationship gets broken, or whatever it is, you can go back and be like, yeah, man, deep down inside I knew it. So that's one thing. The other thing, and this is the most exciting part of this video, I hope this is not too much of a downer, this video, is if you really get in touch with your intuition, imagine what you can do. Imagine what you can do. Imagine how easy it would be for you to make so much more money. Imagine how much easier it would be for you to make the right decisions, and to make decisions knowing, like this deep knowing, this deep intuition, that these decisions, they serve you for the long term, and that these decisions will be expansive. They will actually, turn you into the biggest version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And I think that's so important, to really know your intuition. And I think, for example, with you know, it's funny. Like I've been back on social media since a couple of weeks. Like I've been uploading these videos, and we're doing shorts and reels and all that stuff. And the more I do it, and I still just started, and it's so imperfect. I mean, look at this lighting, or look at this audio, and it's just, I mean, this is far from perfect because, you know, but I know I have this deep intuition that I have to carve my own lane. I have to create my own lane. It's funny, I'm not showing these videos to people that are actually really good at YouTube, because I know that they will tell me like, Eelco, the first 2 seconds of a video, you have to be like, okay, in this video you're gonna learn. I don't want to do that. That's not me. And I mean, I'm not against it, but I feel that it's actually not working for me. It's not that I don't want to do that. I'm fine with doing that, but I feel it's actually counterproductive. And counterproductive as in that people are sick of that shit. And people want real shit. So for me, it's like, I'm so inspired by creating. It's 1:30 in the morning right now, almost, I think. And usually, you know, in the evening, I don't have my best inspiration, but now I felt like, man, I got to make this video. Look at this crappy, like I was like, oh, let me create a setting over here. And I got the shoe box and my Air Force Ones of my son. And look at this view, man, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So this was my first setting, and then I was like, you know what? I trained my arms, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. This is such an imperfect video, but I think people actually appreciate that. And some don't, and that's fine. There's no problem there. But again, with this intuition, imagine if your intuition was so strong, you have this deep knowing of what's right for you. Man, conviction, you have to be is this the right word in English? I don't know, I'm sleepy. You have to be convicted about like what you want to do and who you are and what you want to create in your business and your life. Like you really have to be certain. And it's okay to not be certain, it's okay to be open, but you have to, once you know your intuition, just go for it. It's funny, I'm 45 years old right now, and I've been successful for a pretty long time, let's say 20 years. And if I go back to 2005, and it's sort of a trip down memory lane in the last couple of months for whatever reason, I just really look back, and that's a cool thing when you have a long-term career and you're getting a little bit older, is that you have more perspective and you have more years in the pocket, so more things to look back on and more lessons, hopefully, that you've learned. And for me, if I look back, it's like, man, 2005 was such a pivotal year for me, because that was the year that I really decided just to do shit, just do. It's funny, I got this new chain right now, and I got this at Genius Now Work, and we all got this like this blanco, how do you say, pendant, or you have to write down something, you know, that you want to, you know, something that's important for you. And you know, so people around me, they had these beautiful things that they put on this pendant, or again, whatever the name is. And so they wrote down like love, happiness, presence, stuff like that, or purpose, passion, whatever, stuff like that. Awesome, really cool. I just put down this thing like do. I just gotta do. And when I go back to 2005, that was the year that I was doing. I made this simple decision in 2005, is I am just going. I'm going. I've learned so much. I have done so little. I've just been lurking for years and years, but I haven't been acting. And that was the moment that I just started acting, doing. And it's literally in that year, in 2005, that I became Eelco the Boer. That was the year that I started selling ebooks. It's the year that I started 2 of my software companies. One of them I exited a couple of months ago to a Chinese multi-billion-dollar company. It wasn't a multi-billion-dollar exit, but the company that bought us was a multi-billion-dollar company. And another company that I started in 2005, it was just, man, we just cranked out these companies. Like literally PayPro, which is the company that I'm talking about, it's a payment service provider. It's a system where you can get payments, and then people automatically can download, for example, an ebook or an online course and stuff like that. and that didn't exist in 2005. So I was like, we got to make this, and we made it in 4 or 5 days. So we basically built a banking tool, a bank almost, in 5 days. We didn't know what we were doing, but my intuition was like, let's fucking do this because this works. I know, I believe this will work. And then we built eNormal. I was like, I know this will work. It doesn't exist and I need it. And if I need it, more people will need it. And then I started launching ebooks. I was like, I know this is gonna work. I sold one ebook for 17 euros. So I got the proof this is gonna work. And if I go back to 2005, it was intuition. It wasn't necessarily knowledge, but it was mostly intuition, like, man, this is right. So there's 3 things that I'm talking about right now. So intuition both ways. One, you know when something is off. You just know. But you also know when something is right. You also know that. And if you know that something is right, then you can double down. And that's the 3rd thing. Do. Last thing that I want to share is that oftentimes, and I see this so much, and this is a warning for a lot of younger entrepreneurs as well, is oftentimes we get limited by the wisdom or the knowledge that we gain. So there's this beautiful scene in The Pursuit of Happiness. And in The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith is with his son, Jaden Smith. And I don't know exactly what he says, but he says something like, dude, don't listen to me. If you have big dreams and big ideas and you want to go for it, don't listen to me. I can give you ideas and you can listen to the advice. But if I impose a limitation on you, don't listen to it because it's my limitation. What I see oftentimes is that we internalize other people's limitations. So they impose their limitations on us. And I'm not necessarily talking about your wife or your husband or your family or your brother, but it's oftentimes from people that you really look up to. Hopefully you look up to some of the people around you, but it could be a mentor, it could be a guru, it could be a coach, it could be somebody that you buy an online course from, it could be a book that you're reading. If I go back to the 2005 version of myself, this was a guy with, I'd never read a book. I'd never read a book. I read one book. I won't say which book it is because I got a lot of hate probably because it's from a political figure. And it really changed my life actually. And so I never read a book. I didn't have a lot of knowledge, as in I didn't like study a lot. But I'm and how do you say, I don't know if this is an English word, an autodidact. I'm learning just by doing and by observing. And for me, what was hurtful is maybe the wrong word, but what hasn't been really that beneficial is learning a lot, reading books and going to seminars and gaining all that wisdom, because I was crushing it in 2005 and 2006 and 2007 and 2000. I was crushing it. And I'm also very happy with the lessons that I've learned while like reading books and getting knowledge and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of value to it, but there's also a lot of value to really trusting your own intuition. And that's where I'm at right now. I really feel like with all these strategies and all these things I can do, and in life as well, like I'm trusting my intuition. I just know that what we're doing, it might not be perfect, but it is the way. So I'm talking about my personal situation with my family. Like we're traveling the world, we're living on the world, and we're homeschooling, which is very rare in the Netherlands. I'm from the Netherlands, I'm from Amsterdam, and it's something that they don't allow you to do. So we don't live in the Netherlands anymore, part-time, but not full-time anymore. And because now we can actually follow our intuition and do what we feel is right. And a lot of people around us, especially the people that are closest to us, they might be worried. They might be worried because we're not in the system anymore. And if you're not in the system anymore, well, then there are certain things that are not there anymore. And that's true. It's not always easy. It's not all easy. But it's freaking amazing And like I literally just came, like today I came back from Phoenix. I'm part of a group. It's called Genius Network, and I'm part of the 100K group. And these are all entrepreneurs that it's not about the money, but they're highly successful. They're all investing $100,000 a year to be in that group. And my son Otis, I just did a one-on-one trip with my son. Talk about homeschooling. Like, how many trips have you done with? And okay, so this might sound really weird, really judgmental, maybe. So I don't mean it this way, but how many trips have you done with your parents one-on-one? Like, have you done a lot of one-on-one trips with your father or your mother? If you have done that, like, you are so blessed. That's so amazing. But I personally don't know a lot of people. None of my personal friends, like from back in the days, none of them ever did a one-on-one trip with their parents. I do one-on-one trips with my kids all the time. So literally today I did a one-on-one trip with my son. We went to Genius Network, and he's spending time with all these amazing people. We had dinner. It was so funny. We had dinner 2 days ago. Me, my son, Chris Collins and his wife, and then Dan Sullivan and Bab Smith from Strategic Coach. And we're just like having this amazing dinner, and we're having amazing conversations. And my son, he's 10 years old, and he's like so curious. Like, he wants to know everything. So he asked Dan Sullivan. He turns 82 in a couple of weeks, and he loves to communicate with Otis, because Otis is very curious but also very intelligent. And this is how we do homeschooling. I jokingly say, like, I outsource this homeschooling thing to all these genius people around me. Am I wrong? Are we wrong with this? Like, is this a bad idea, or is this phenomenal? Is this phenomenal? I came home tonight, and my daughter, she's showing me pictures of the lunch that she created today. She had 3 eggs, she had carrots, she had cucumbers, she had fruit, and she was like, yeah, I'm fasting, and then I'm breaking my fast with this meal because it's high in protein and it has vegetables and everything. I was like, how did you get this idea? Well, I got this idea from Bob. Bob is my business partner, one of my company's members. And she saw that when we were traveling with them. We were in South Africa, and Bob was preparing his breakfast, and she saw that, and now she's emulating what he done, and she's like, I feel way better. Are we wrong with this? Do they learn this at school? No, they don't. It's funny. We actually have my daughter's best friend. She's traveling with us for 2 weeks. So she's with our family for 2 weeks, which is so cool. Like, she's such an amazing spirit. And so we were talking about that. My daughter now, she wants to do intermittent fasting, and she wants to skip breakfast. And then her friend was like, no, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I was like, huh, that's interesting. Where did you learn that? And anyway, intuition, it's so important. But oftentimes, because we are in a system, we have to ignore our intuition. But in what system are you? In what construct are you right now, where you be like, my intuition would tell me something else, but I adjust myself towards, or in a system, or in a construct. And yeah, like last week I had a really cool lunch with Chris Collins, and this guy is like a really cool guy. I really appreciate his thinking and his being. And we were talking about how we were raised, and how he is so different from the people that he was raised by and with. And for me, the same. And this is no judgment or whatever, but we're just really different. And I was like, how is it that you are who you are right now? And he was like, well, I think when I was young, I was just really aware. I was just aware of what was going on. And with that, obviously, probably following his intuition. And if I go back, I was like, yeah, same thing. Just being aware, going back to how I learned the autodidact thing. It's just being aware. And if you are aware, but you also are able to really get in tune with your intuition and follow your intuition, you can become dangerous in the best way possible. So that's the whole idea of this long ass video. I'm curious how this turns out, because I have no clue, because I don't see myself right now. but I just felt inspired to share this with you. Trust your intuition way more, way more. Trust it with the people that you are, but also with your business. Like, if you deep down inside really feel your intuition and know your intuition, what are the right moves for you in your business? And most likely, those ideas or those things that you want to implement, they might be against what a lot of people would advise you. But those ideas or that way of working or whatever it is for you, they're probably right. At least they're right for you. And if you can commit to trusting your intuition and just go all in by trusting your intuition, everything can change. But if you neglect your intuition because you've learned something, or you overthink it's the wrong idea or whatever, it's gonna be hard. And be okay with failing while trusting your intuition. I'd rather fail while I trusted my intuition than I make like these big ass mistakes because I didn't trust my intuition. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. Let me know in the comments if this, for whatever reason, resonated with you and how you feel about this, or if you have a question, because again, like, I'm happy to go more in depth. Maybe I left some things out or whatever. It was like, oh, I'm curious, like, how do you think about this? I'd be happy to make more videos. So because I'm in a flow with these videos. So just let me know, would really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and see you in another video. Let me see if I actually have a cool view. I have an amazing view. This is so cool. Let me zoom in a little bit. Isn't this the best view? So leave a comment. I'd love that. Okay, bye.